So I'm gonna bring this to you guys. This is on Instagram apparently. Basically, on the end of the season, they'll have like season, finales, like last couple episodes. They'll have in theaters, like in the United States and other places too. And so this is like they'll see all the episodes, last couple, in movie theaters. It's like a big event for the Chosen and Chosen fans. So this is where this came from. And so Dallas Jenkins, you can see, his, certification. He, posted this on Instagram. And so this word means donkey. And so, in his comments, people are saying, oh, so funny. I saw some stories on Instagram. I died laughing. LL. He is hilarious. Love his personality. And speaking of his personality, if you want to learn more about that, I have a video. Actually, I think it's a short if you want to look it up. But I have like a playlist on The Chosen if you guys want to look it up on this channel. And so basically he made the comment, Dallas Jenkins did, the director of The Chosen. He said how he loved the play, The Book of Mormon. And so he will just say things, and he'll love things that are just, very like crude. And so like I have a past myself. I used to watch South Parks, stuff like that. I used to find those things funny. I no longer do. But Dallas Jenkins right now says, oh, I love that. Or, for instance, he made a comment how, he think it'd be basically hilarious if he were to take a scene, from The Chosen with Jesus on the cross, Jonathan and Rumi, character playing Jesus. He think it'd be funny if he had, Joseph Smith, walk by and, them winking. Like, so, like, he has, this is, he is hilarious. Love his personality. That's his personality. So now this lady, wow, swearing is not of God. I assume she meant is, not in. And so now we have this, just a whole bunch of comments of this. And we'll see later. Stick around because Dallas Jenkins will actually come in here himself and make a comment. So the person says, oh, that's a donkey. Don't take yourself so seriously. So, and, people are laughing at that. You know what I mean? Like, they must think this, Wendy lady is just nuts. Just, they probably call her a Pharisee kind of thing. And so, yeah, in the Bible, it does, especially in like the King James Version, it'll say, instead of, jack, it'll say like, dumb, and that'll like refer itself to a donkey. And, that's true. So continuing on, and then another person says, right, agreeing with that guy. And then Wendy, the lady, will say, it doesn't make it right. So you're saying Jesus called a donkey, that. And this is where we'll finally eventually like this is basically the Chosen. You know what I mean? Like the Chosen, they'll take a storyline in the Bible, and anything in between to fill it, they will. Like anything that wasn't said that you can't even verify or corroborate is in the Bible, they'll totally put that in. So that's all it is. It's basically like a soap opera. And so so you're saying Jesus called donkey that, and then she's like, and I wanted to think like Jesus, not of the world. I assume she meant, she meant of, not if. And then this guy says, oh, you should know that, that's in the Bible. And, I mean, like, this is just, they're, trying to rip her apart. Now, another person is disagreeing. Uh-oh, I guess we're in trouble since the KJV version of the Ten Commandments says not to covet your neighbors. Well, And so this is the kind of attitude that, like, Dallas Jenkins has. And so, and I see it in some of his fans. I don't want to say all, because that's not true. Not everyone, it's all individuals here. Not everyone who, watches The Chosen, thinks this way. And so, continuing on with this, he's going to say how, in the Ten Commandments it says, that word, which means donkey. And this will all make sense later on. Like, I'm building all this up for a reason. And so, the guy says, Wendy, yet here you are. You're the one who got offended and upset and thought of it in the worldly sense. We all got a kick out of it. And of course you did. And so Wendy says, not upset at all. If it doesn't come out of my father's mouth, then I don't want to read it. Sorry, but we all have different relationships with our father. I guess mine may be a little more sensitive. And so this guy said, well, better only speak Aramaic then. And so, yeah, I mean, like, they're just totally, ripping her to shreds. And so she's like, well, may I ask what talking in Aramaic has to do with me being sensitive? But it's okay. I don't really I don't really need to know. I'm not here to argue or go back and forth. I know where my heart is, and I know I don't need anyone to judge how I feel. Have a blessed day. So she, yeah, I mean, like, you see all these people, just basically saying this, going after you. And so, she's like, trying to get, basically going on, trying to get out of, the situation. And so, so now the guy comments, well, you said if it doesn't come out of my father's mouth, then I don't want to read it. Jesus spoke Aramaic, the Bible was written in Greek and Hebrew, this word's in the Bible, in the English translations, it means donkey, which I agree, like, that's true, that's what this all means. And if we go back, like, there's no donkey here, you know what I mean, like, that word means donkey, like, they're using it to mean, like, idiot, or moron, or they're using it that way. So they're thinking from a worldly sense. Donkey, is there a donkey on the screen? There's not. So let's continue. So, now, yeah, this guy says, means, donkey. And so, now the next lady says, any word can be a swear word if it's said with the wrong intention. It's an attitude of the heart. The word itself only has power if you give it power. And being ultra-legalistic widens the gap between those of us who know Jesus personally and those who don't. I'd rather someone say this word in the way Dallas intended and laugh than to make a thing of it and confirm to anyone, questioning being a Jesus follower that Christians and our rules, and she continues, I think I actually cut it off, so I apologize about that. But yeah, she's basically, defending Dallas Jenkins here. I'd rather laugh at this joke than, I don't want to get into any, kind of situation. Like, I don't like this back and forth arguing. I'd rather just laugh. You know what I mean? So that's basically what she said. So now Dallas Jenkins finally, jumps in. So, here we are. Wendy, absolutely. Jesus used words like this. What? I don't recall at all where Jesus is in the context. I don't recall at all him ever using that word. Now, that's not to say that he didn't, where it's not written. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm sure we all know the verse. I think it's, I'd have to look it up, but it basically says, and and many more things, it could basically, that aren't written, could, fill up a whole bunch of books. You know what I mean? So, we don't know that Jesus used that word. But Dallas Jenkins, absolutely, Jesus used words like this. And I'm blown away by that. It's like, how can you possibly know that? So anyway, he continues on. So did his disciple Peter in the Bible. So now we're going to go to 2 Peter 2:16. And I want to give a lot of context to this because, not everyone who knows this is going to, understand what it's about. Some may, and, that's cool, but I want to, be aware of, people who might not get this reference. So, first problem, absolutely, Jesus used words like this. None of us know that. And so, I mean, I would love for him to, comment saying, this is, how, this is why I said that. I would love to know that. But anyway, so 2 Peter 2:16. But was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumb donkey, basically, and we're going to figure out what that means. Speaking with man's voice, forbade the madness of the prophet. So, and people are laughing, you know what I mean? And then you get the cult mentality, like, 100 Dallas Jenkins, and then this other guy, mic drop. Like, these, Dallas Jenkins, to some, I believe, was a cult leader. And, and they don't even understand what they're doing. And Dallas Jenkins, I think, this is my opinion, but he put that up there, and now this is basically damage control. Now I think he's, like, looking in the Bible being like, how can I do this? Possibly. I don't know that. Maybe this whole thing was set up. I don't know. But Dallas Jenkins is a very promotional kind of guy. He will use any publicity as good publicity, that kind of mindset. So, moving forward, we're going to figure out what this all means. So what does this mean? What does dumb mean? What does this all mean? So, I'm going to tackle this. So he is the best. A storytelling genius along with his writing team. It's the man handpicked by God to bring the chosen TV series to the world. So a guy, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't say donkey. There's no donkey on the screen, rather. This is obviously something that means moron, idiot kind of thing, and it's like a reverse, like humble kind of, I mean, like it's a fake humility, like who's this guy on the screen kind of thing, fake humility. So let's see what this all means. So dumb, mute, silent, not speaking, and this means this animal has a long slouching ears, a short mane, and a tail covered with long hairs at the head. So what I mean, it's a silent donkey. So let's figure out what all this is. So this story comes in Numbers 22. And Balaam, this is the guy they're talking about, rose up in the morning and saddled and went with the princes of Moab. So this is the King James Version. So this is, let's see what this word is. It's a donkey. And so even the New King James Version will change it. So Balaam rose in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the princes of Moab. So in the story, it basically says how, it basically rode his donkey there. So I really want to emphasize that that's what this is all about. Like, this isn't just slang. Like, this isn't how we use this word in 2023. That's not how it was in the Bible. Like, all these words have changed, you know what I mean? Gay meant something different back then, and, likewise. So I don't know, this is just another thing that I see that, Dallas Jenkins being Dallas Jenkins.